What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the top of the map. Playing his main god. The dastardly, devilishly handsome. Fourth place finisher of Pandora's box. His name is Kvoth. His opponent today in the blue color playing as Poseidon. His name is Matreiuss. And so both players are playing their main god. This is something very, very rare. We don't get to see this very often anymore. Well, or is Matreiuss' main god even Poseidon anymore? Don't know. Not sure. Have to wait and see. Is he going to be able to keep up with the might of Kvoth? Or is he going to crumble to the game's strongest civilization, Gaia? We'll have to wait and see. Relics have been found already. We see the amplifies this. This relic is so good for Gaia because Gaia already has a bonus in economy. And then you give this relic to her as well. And then it's like, well, now my army gets a bonus as well. So it's like a bonus in economy and army. Oof. Oof. You have to buy the upgrades, but it's still absolutely bonkers. And I imagine Kvoth might even decide to pick this up like in the classical age. Sorry, yeah, in the archaic age, I should say. Like manually heroize someone or something like that there. We'll see how it's all going to go. Villagers chopping down the wood over here, doing all the good stuff. Matreiuss, on the other hand, he's doing a very, very standard build order here. Lots of food in his base here, so he only needs to drop down two granaries. And he's going to be going for what looks to me to be about a 4:30, maybe a 4:16 advance time. He might go for like a 4:16 plus 9 seconds, so 4:25 with the early Theseus out. All those options are pretty good. And we'll see what he's going to choose as his villagers moving forward. He does have to drop a house here, and he does throw that one up right next to the sentry tower over here with a food villager. A very standard play there as another relic does get uncovered. Negative 20% siege cost. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is this relic not bust? No, it's not busted because it's not mine. It's food cost. But does this relic affect destroyers or not? Someone in the chat let me know. I actually can't remember. But it's a really, 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 really good relic if it does affect destroyers. And does it affect Caraballister? I think it does affect Caraballister. So you effectively get the Chronos buff with it, if not more of a Chronos buff. Does it hit Caraballister? Caraballister is siege, right? They're a really weird unit because they get bonus damage. You get bonus damage with villagers against Caraballister. So this relic for Egyptian, not for Egyptian, for Atlantean is bonkers, right? It doesn't affect, well, it would affect the gold, right? No? Apparently it doesn't. Somebody actually needs to go in and confirm for me. As the temple is now up for Kvoth. Let's check his economic upgrades just to get a sense of what he's going for here. He's going for an early hand axe and channels. But that's about it. Matreiuss, on the other hand, has gotten himself out the Theseus, and he's going up for that advance time. So he did go for that 3:25 advance time we were talking about, going to be sending that Theseus forward. Now the question is, what is Kvoth doing to prepare for this? He hasn't sent his oracles back home. He does pick up the dwarven calipers over here, and I imagine the Ajax, or not the Ajax, the Theseus is going to grab the Anvil for Phaistos here, which probably the better relic there. I'm surprised to see Kvoth not getting that one first and foremost, as the villagers are just simply going to retreat away. He does have himself channels, so they can move all the way back to the main base very, very fast. But Matreiuss does get a little bit of damage done here onto those citizen. I mean, the citizen would have had to retreat anyways at some point, but he doesn't get that potential extra deer, food, whatever you want to call it, where that's concerned. As everyone's going to have to come back over onto these chickens while Kvoth waits it out. So nice play here from the early game from Matreiuss, getting some decent damage done. As we also Pygmalion statue is on the map. This is possibly the best relic, if not the best relic, in the game, because it's plus 40% villager hit points, which allows your villagers so much more survivability in that you just basically can't do anything against. You can't pick villagers off effectively and it allows such an advantage. As we are seeing what looks to be Matreiuss thinking about dropping himself a second town center here. Going to move up here and grab this one, I'm sure. I mean, he could grab this one, to be honest. Forward town center against Gaia makes a lot of sense. As Matreiuss is starting to push through here, and we see a couple of units coming out now for Kvoth. He's got himself counter barracks, he's got himself the military barracks. In classic Kvoth fashion, he's always building his base in a very, very nice and orderly fashion. As the Centaur retreats away, and we'll get sniped down here. Do we see another Deuterino coming out? We do not. So that automaton is going to be falling here. So no free automaton, as it were, coming out as the Oracle Hero are trying to get onto that Centaur on the back, but it will get sniped down here relatively quickly as the Theseus getting targeted down here, not quite picking that one off. Would have really loved to see like him snipe the Theseus, heroize a Murmillo, and then grab that relic back for himself. But not able to do so. Matreiuss gets himself the town center down. Economy is looking really nice here. I'm wondering what he's saving this wood for, potentially for husbandry. Has he got that yet? It could be for husbandry, could be though for a double stable on this town center or something like that. So it's obviously going to be getting himself houses coming up as well. Walls coming up all over the place here as well, as Matreiuss is going to move over here and start grabbing this location to boot. And we'll see how everything is going to start unfolding, as one villager snipe coming through here for Kvoth. Going to be really happy with that one. As kind of Kvoth here, if he wants to, he's got two options. So the standard option, if you're playing Uranus in this matchup, is to grab this forward town center and then grab this back town center basically straight away. But as Gaia, you can do that. Alternatively, you can just grab the back town center and just get yourself economic upgrades. And it's almost just as good, because you're gonna have the economic boost without having to spend the resources on the villager building the town center up. You're going to be able to advance to the mythic age much faster and have an advantage where that's concerned. As we do see spider eggs getting dropped over here, as Kvoth is going to be dropping this town center here and starting some more production. He is housed at the moment, but the house is coming up, so it shouldn't be too much of a deal, as it's not housed on the town center, which is the big one for Atlantean. It doesn't matter so much being housed on your military buildings, so long as you're not housed in your town center, if that makes sense. You never want to slow down that citizen production. And Kvoth is staying on top of that really nicely here, as you see more walls coming up over here. A couple of units sitting on the back at this point. As a good micro there from Matreiuss pulling his Toxotes back here, as one Toxotes does drop out here and will get sniped. Hero Terma coming through here to try and take down the Centaur. Not going to quite be able to do so, but the Theseus does drop. Centaur gets down to a little bit low on the HP, as this Ketoskopos checking out this town center over here. Not quite sure if he can see that or not, as he cannot see it, and he does walk straight into the spider layer, and it doesn't kill the Ketoskopos off. Interesting. Not sure what to say about that, but it is what it is. As the Terma and Murmillo going to be retreating out of here all the way back home. We see a third town center actually is coming up for Kvoth, so he has decided to do the 3 town center play instead of going for economic upgrades. I think a little bit of this comes down to how many cows you've got. If you go for economic upgrades, you're going to be building farms all of the time, so you can also get yourself those irrigation, flood control really fast. But we'll see how it's going to go, as the army sitting back here for Matreiuss. Not quite going to be able to do all too much with this, but we do see Matreiuss being very sneaky here. He's going for his own 3rd town center with very early here, in all honesty. He's going for that 3rd town center very early. And if Kvoth's kind of spidey senses are tingling even just a little bit, he should be able to start flooding this town center and preventing it from going up. But he's currently sitting underneath Matreiuss' town center here, and he's not going to pick off a single villager, losing Terma and everything else. As we do see units coming in onto the middle of the map here, as Kvoth does get up this town center now. I imagine Kvoth's 3rd town center is pretty close to finishing up here as well, as the villagers returning back into the main base. And Matreiuss' town center will complete in this corner. And I think that something very, very strong is coming here for Matreiuss, where he's probably going to be able to get to the heroic age through Aphrodite really, really early behind all of this, not have to even bother building units. So Kvoth needs to think, well, how do I deal with that? And I think often the answer is just to go through Rhea to get Trader to steal the Nemean line away. In a way. As the army going to be retreating back. There is still ceasefire remaining for Matreiuss here. So he can basically just not build units if he so chooses, but he is deciding to go for Toxotes and Hippocon just a little bit to make sure he's got some defenses here, as he's also able to eat these elk in this corner. And he will have to start thinking about farms fairly soon, but I imagine Kvoth here, well, he's actually going to continue spamming those units. He's just getting himself citizen out at this point. How are the economic upgrades going? He's getting himself the shaft mine. Doesn't have plow just yet. It might not be a bad idea to just drop a second economic guild. They're pretty cheap in all honesty, and you can start getting yourself both the farming upgrades and your other line upgrades. Normally, like for Kronos or Uranus, it doesn't really matter, but with Gaia, you can just get them all going and have them out like a minute or two earlier, which can really pay for itself in a way. As the spider lair does drop down on that position, and the Katoska boss finally gets eaten as he stops on top of the spider lair there to just pick one off. As the rest of these units starting to come through for Matreiuss. One thing I'm a little bit surprised here by Kvoth, and now he's building them, he really doesn't have that many automatons out, and now he's getting them though. So I told a lie just there, but yeah, automatons are so strong against Greek because they're very cheap, they're very durable. They're like, if you compare them to a Murmillo, they're basically two Murmillos packed into one in terms of survivability, not damage but survivability. 200 HP plus the extra armor on them. And your opponent's only got 2 heroes, and you can snipe them down really easily. So if you get enough of a massive automatons, it can be really, really tough for a classical Greek or even heroic Greek to push through them. If you also tie in some other units there as well. As Matreiuss now cleaning up through Aphrodite. We're still not seeing that advance time coming through for Kvoth as he's getting himself plow at this time. Still a little bit late on that plow, unfortunately, as a house going to be going down in the middle of this base here. It looks like Kvoth decides not to take that one out for the time being. As Matreiuss throwing some more houses down, buildings going up all over the place. He's got the walls up all over the place as well, preventing any sort of cheeky Kvoth side builds here with those walls. But Kvoth is already going to start trying to do that. You can kind of see him chucking military buildings all over the place. He's going up through Thea. Bit of a surprise here. I like the Thea, but this is not what he normally goes for against Greek. He normally goes for Rio. I wonder what why he's decided to do that, because the trader is just so good. You pick off a Nemean Lion, you pick off a Chimera, and you also get those behemoths, which can be a really, really big help to push through town centers and the like. As villagers now moving forward, going to see a fortress getting dropped onto this position immediately from Matreiuss. We'll see what Kvoth is going to do in response to this here, as Curse does get dropped down. He could try and drop like a granary or something here to try and block that fortress from coming up, as there's the heroic age coming through, as the pig's going to be getting drawn all the way back home for the time being. And we will be seeing a palace coming down probably just outside of line of sight here of Matreiuss. And yes, it is just outside of line of sight. He sees it though, and I imagine we do see a couple of those spider layers going to be getting a little bit of damage done over here as well. But we'll see if it's going to get up in time. Fortress is up, and that's going to mean Petropolis or he's going to be able to get himself some Heliopoli coming through fairly soon. So we do see the Nemean Lion getting targeted down here by the automatons, able to basically one-hit that one there. Those automatons so strong, but he does lose 3 for the automaton, and basically an equal trade when all things considered here. As we see Petropolis starting to come through, and Kvoth here, he's got the carpenters coming through. He's got himself irrigation. He's almost fully upgraded in terms of economic upgrades. Matreiuss, on the other hand, he's got decent upgrades himself. He doesn't quite have irrigation coming through just yet. As the Stymphalian birds starting to push forward, we see the army trying to come through here to take these bad boys out. As the Petropolis going after the palace, we do see a final spider lair getting dropped down onto the back here. As it looks like all of them do basic, well, not all of them hatch, just one hatches there, which is a lot less than I thought it was going to be. If you play on Extended Edition, those spider layers basically hatch immediately, so you can't even kill them off. It's like a bit of a bait more than anything. As the army's starting to come through, the Stymphalian Bird's going to be able to start sniping down those Toxotes very, very easily. This is not the best of armies here to deal with what Kvoth has produced here. And Matreiuss smartly here just says, I can just click ceasefire, go Mythic Age, start my army into a more into a stronger situation, going for Hoplites or Hypaspists here instead of all of those Hippocon that I have out. And he's going to be in a really good position after all is said and done. Now, Kvoth, on the other hand here, he's also going to be able to advance. This is the complete opposite that I see Kvoth going. This God Path here is so un-Kvoth, but he's going for it. He's going for the Hecate, and I do not know what the reason is for it, but one thing that I think Kvoth needs to do here, which he hasn't done just yet, is be playing around the fact that Artemis is coming. And the way to counter Artemis is to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 military buildings around this town center, plus masons, plus fortified town centers. And he hasn't really, well, he's not doing that at this point, obviously. So he's just going to lose that town center, and he might find himself in a bit of a pickle when all things are said and done. But he does have an advantage coming in onto this town center, though, so it might be completely fine. As the army trying to push through here, the Stymphalian Birds coming through to start attacking this location as best as they can. The Hippolyta is over here, going to start being able to take out the Stymphalian Bird here. Does so much damage to these bad boys. I'm surprised to see Kvoth not trying to abuse the flying thing and go onto these gold mines over here, kind of splitting up where the Hippolyta actually is. As Kvoth's still pushing forward, he's not at full population here in the slightest, as the earthquake does get dropped down onto this position. The fortified town center will be falling there, and this is very, very scary for Kvoth in this moment here as he pulls back. You see the Chimera coming through. Does he have any sort of line of sight to drop the Tartarian gate down? It looks like he doesn't really, but the Lampede will be able to take out that Chimera there, and looks like Kvoth decides to just take out the fortress on this position, and he gives so many of those militia over here to Matreiuss as it's going to start taking out the Tartarian gate for him, but this will give Kvoth a little bit of time to potentially get this town center back or something like that, but Kvoth needs to start moving forward, dropping military buildings down here to get the Gaia Lush there or something like that. But he's pushing over here through that gate at this point, as we do see the Lampede coming in here to try and take out the Chimera, and he does manage to do so, which is not going to do all too much damage to him, as also the Lampede kind of getting attacked just a little bit here. Not really what he wanted, but it's what happened. As the army now pushing through, you're going to be able to prevent that fortress, not prevent the fortress from going up. And we also see masons completed there as well, as another fortress goes down and another 6 militia come through. You might be like, well, it was a 600 resource fortress plus 10 favor, and you're like, 6 militia. They basically cost like 80-ish resources, or should in terms of stats about 80-ish resources. So in reality, the trade-off there is not really that much. Yeah, it's a little bit worse, but it's not that bad. As the villagers coming up here trying to get this town center back up. Kvoth is on a little bit of a ticking timer here to get this one back up, as Matreiuss is already back up to full population. He's getting his fortress out over here. All the units currently sitting idle over here for Matreiuss could come up here and start putting pressure onto this position, but there's also a lot of other scary things that might come for him, as we are also seeing the trade starting on this position here for Kvoth. He's getting those llama caravans coming out. He's already got the upgrades probably for them to boot. There's a couple of units coming over here chasing them down, as we do see the town center just about back up. We see 4 citizens on it, as Matreiuss is just biding his time here, putting fortresses up all over the place. At this point, he still hasn't managed to get himself out the Polyphemus. He's sitting at 99%, one of the most terrifying units here in Poseidon's arsenal a lot of the time. As the destroyers moving through onto this position, start taking some things out, and Kvoth does get his town center up, and I mean, he is spending his resources really, really nicely, but when all is said and done, he doesn't have all the upgrades you would expect him to have at this point. It's 18 minutes into the game. He's not full champion just yet. Matreiuss has been keeping him in check for very, very nicely, as we do see the army now swinging in onto the town center. Army pushing over here as well, as Matreiuss has to try and deal with both of them. Matreiuss now has champion Toxotes on that front here, as the town center is getting targeted down. We've got 5 heavy destroyers, plus we've got those 9 Murmillo, or not 9 Murmillo, 8 Murmillo on this town center, as the Polyphemus does pop out here. Village is going to start repairing this one, and Kvoth is going to be retreating away, as Kvoth is going to be losing on this front as well. As what is the plan now? Is he getting units out? Yes, he is. Going after the other town center, going to be trying to attack multiple different locations at once. Remember, kind of the win condition for Gaia in this matchup is simply just getting town centers down, because if you can kill the town center, then you have then you can deny the town center with buildings, Gaia Lush, and everything else. As the army now going after this fortified town center here, villagers popping out of this one, as the Murmillo trying to take them down as best as possible. Those destroyers are going to be getting picked off very, very quickly here, as the fortified town center sits here with 1,800 HP remaining. We'll see if that goes down, but both town centers right now getting targeted, as Matreiuss is trying to defend here as best as he can. Oftentimes it's harder to defend multiple positions than it is to attack multiple positions. Obviously, you just have to right click onto the position to make that happen. And Matreiuss is going to be having to use all of his APM here to try and hold on. He does manage to pick off all those destroyers. Those Murmillo going down, and the town center is getting closer and closer to falling. But the Toxotes are coming in here, and they have managed to basically hold this position for the time being. The town center getting closer and closer to falling, but the second fire siphon does go down, and this final fire siphon isn't going to be enough to push through here, as Matreiuss's town center right now 200 HP remaining. Well, the fire siphon sitting at 150 HP, going down very, very fast. It's just not enough here for Kvoth to take that one out, as the town center barely stays alive on this position. Meanwhile, over here we see the fortress trying to come back up on this position yet again. Polyphemus coming in to try and take out the middle town center here as well. We're still seeing the dryads getting produced here for Kvoth, as Kvoth trying to take out the Heliopoli here, or Heliopolis I should say, with those fire siphons at this in this position. This is one of your best options as Atlantean against the Greek mythic siege weapon, is the fire siphon. And we see him doing that very, very nicely here, as the Polyphemus does get taken down. Got a good amount of armory upgrades here for both players. So Matreiuss here, he's got to be happy about his position right now, but Kvoth is going to continue to put pressure on left, right, and center. There's a world where trying to control this position here will allow fire siphons to attack this town center, and we'll see if that's something that Kvoth is going to be able to work out or not. But the army of Matreiuss is looking mightily strong here, marching all around, as the champion Arcus coming through here as well. We see a Gaia forest getting thrown down somewhere. Is this to be chopped, or is this to cause problems? I don't know where he put it. Oh, okay, over here. So the villagers are chopping this one down. I'm surprised to see him do that. I wouldn't mind seeing, like you can create your own kind of defensive position here by putting Gaia Forest here, for example, and then utilizing the fire siphon behind it, so that the military or the melee units can't get in and target it down. So you can create your own map screws, so to speak, by utilizing Gaia Forest. As we also see the market in the corner here starting to get taken down. Matreiuss is getting pulled every which way in this game, trying to hold on. As the Atlanta does get taken down, Polyphemus is back out yet again. Fire Siphon here doing a lot of good damage, as we've got basically Kvoth just needs to continue getting these fire siphons out, as the militia coming through to help out. All the units falling on this position, as we do see the market gets taken down, but all of those Murmillo get picked off to boot. Here is another market getting shot back up here by Matreiuss there. The Polyphemus does manage to come through here, as we see the hero Arcus getting converted. All very low HP, however, as the town center going to be staying alive yet again here, as Matreiuss's donkey caravans sitting idle, going to start yet again I'll say it. I'm going to keep saying this until I start seeing people do it. When your market gets picked off, you want to send your donkey caravans to the position where you're building the market. It does take a little bit, but if they're sitting idle on your town center, then you can easily just shift-click all of your idle villages and then click your donkey caravans and send them to that position. And that way you're going to start your trade route a little bit faster than them just sitting idle on your town center. There's the villagers getting taken out over here. And Kvoth here has managed to take down the town center. And he's going to immediately throw the military barracks down onto this position to secure this one. Meanwhile, we're seeing military units getting taken out over here as the Chimera going straight after these llama caravans, causing some problems over there. I think that Kvoth could potentially just build a Lampede out to deal with this. You get the Lampede to convert the Chimera, and then you get the Chimera to attack the Lampede, and then you just dive bomb the Lampede into your opponent's base and allow it to die, as the town center is now coming up on this position for Kvoth as he is asserting his dominance in this game, even though, like, how is Matreiuss... I don't understand how Matreiuss is currently losing this game, but he is just not able to keep up just yet, as the militia coming through here are going to be able to push that fire siphon away. And Kvoth needs to be aware that this is a potential possibility here. He's going to be sending his villagers forward to try and shank down this Heliopolis, but this town center is on the way down incredibly fast. As the hero arc is coming through here, they need to start targeting down the militia or something as the villagers coming through here to try and take out the Heliopolis. Heliopolis is going to be retreating away. Arcus need to start microing just a little bit. This town center is just about to pop up for Kvoth, and the fire siphon comes in. Heliopolis goes down. Villagers retreat back. Repairing the town center back up is going to be a very, very easy mission now for Kvoth, and Kvoth has now stapled his position now in this game. 4 town centers to 2 town center advantage here, so he's got 40 population more to play with. But Matreiuss still got economy, and he's still got a chance here to figure his way back in. He just needs to get towers up on this position and start building Petropoli to take this out, or alternatively just catch Kvoth out in this position. As we also see a fortress up over here as well, as Matreiuss is playing this beautifully from behind at this point. Fortresses over here, fortresses over here, siege weapons hitting everything every which way, as Kvoth just can't hold on to both positions, even with the bonus population here at this point. He's got resources in the bank here as well. Wouldn't be a bad idea to just send a whole bunch of villagers forward to start helping out over here as the Heliopolis going down. We do see yet again another Gaia Forest getting thrown down somewhere. I don't know where, but again, I don't think he's using it to kind of block anything up here. As the Toxoid is trying to break down these military barracks over here, we see another palace going to be getting put up onto this position, as Kvoth needs just a little bit more time to get his town center back up in working order, as he also needs to clean up all these fortresses, which also have got, or all these military buildings, which have also got all of that bonus annoyance in them. So you can't just leave a fire siphon here to take the fortress into the whole army to boot as well. As we do see the idea here for Kvoth is to rebuild this town center. Matreiuss, on the other hand, a little bit short on food at the moment. He's still got all of those Heliopoli coming back in onto this position to help out. The militia here sitting at 125 HP. If you get yourself those champion infantry, it goes up even more. I think there's like the max HP for a militia is like 170 something if you've got yourself like Bucknallia as well, which is the Dionysus upgrade. To give yourself an extra 5%, as these Heliopoli are pushing through. And I think that Kvoth needs to kind of realize it's happening and just build nothing but Fire Siphon and Murmillo for a little bit here, or even Catapulties is not a bad idea as well. But these Arcus need to get cancelled to some degree. As the town center attempting to come back over here. We've got the Murmillo trying to pick off these Heliopoli as fast as they possibly can. We see some more Dryads getting produced here for Kvoth. As the army comes through onto this position, still taking down more of these threats on this position here from Matreiuss. As the town center getting closer and closer to going up here, Matreiuss does decide to click on it, so he will be putting a stop to it for just a little bit, but gets only one shot in before retreating away, and it looks like the town center is going to be back up for Kvoth. Kvoth is also heroized his citizen on this position, so they're also going to be incredibly tough to deal with. As we do see these militia being very annoying, taking out the fire siphon as well. But it looks like Polyphemus might be getting in here to deny this one. It's very, very close, 2,800 HP. We see the path blocking coming in here from Kvoth, and the town center does not get kept alive there, or does not get up there. Nice try from Kvoth, but Matreiuss manages to make his way in here to cause some problems. We do see the fire siphon going after the Heliopolis here, as the Polyphemus will be getting picked up. Do we see Matreiuss attempting to push through over here any longer? Answer, no. House will be going down over there, going to be causing a little bit of problems there for Matreiuss in the future here as well, as the town center going to attempt to come back up yet again. A Metropolis going to be coming through here to try and put a stop to all of this town center grabbing shenanigans here, as Kvoth now going to decide to go through Secrets of the Titans here. I don't know if I like the play, because it really slows down your ability to continue in the game. So we'll see if it's going to work out for him or not. But we do see these villagers getting taken out. The other option, instead of going for the Titan Age, is to just pull some villagers and start throwing towers down over here to hold this town center. And you could still do that at this point. You still got plenty of resources. But you also don't have to put the Titan Gate down and build it, or at least not have to build it with any significant amount of citizens. Just put 2 citizens on it or something as the threat. And then you still have good economy to keep pushing or holding or doing whatever you need. As Kvoth here is trying his darndest to get everything back up, but he's getting very close here. We see the Metropolis coming in, the boulders coming through, and they do manage to hit the town center. In fact, he's going to get 2 shots off there, which is a big help there for Matreiuss's hopes of preventing this from this town center from going up here, as the infantry just swarming in here. Now look at those militia there, 145 HP. They're so absurdly strong compared to the Hoplite, which is 166 HP, as the town center has been abandoned here for the time being. We see some more fire siphon coming in here to try and pick off those towers over here, as we see some walls coming up on this position to try and hold onto this one, or at least try and start taking this down. We see the militia popping back out here yet again, and we do see the Titan Gate does get thrown down. Kvoth chooses 5 villagers on this position. More villagers look like they are going to be coming down, so the question is going to be, can Kvoth hold, or at least prevent Matreiuss from getting this town center up or not here, while getting that Titan up? Is the big question. Kvoth does have plenty of trade caravans, so he can continue to buy food if he needs to. We are starting to see the Metropolis coming through here to take out the fortress, or palace I should say. Does manage to stay alive, but Kvoth can just build fire siphon here to kind of hold on for the time being there if he so chooses. As the hoplites getting cleaned up here, more towers coming through, as the Ark is trying to hold on here as best as they can. Another Metropolis going to be coming through here, and the longer this goes on, the longer these 3 citizens aren't gathering resources or doing anything else. Just like they're just sitting there being, is it 4 population apiece? It's just sitting there being 12 population worth of builders, which just aren't really doing anything. And I think that Kvoth needs to realize this and go for something else. So he's going for Palace at this point, which I think is a good idea. Meanwhile, his Palace over here does end up falling, so Kvoth has to fix that one up as well, as the Titan is on its way very, very fast. Matreiuss, on the other hand here, he's got the favor, but he does not have the resources at all here to get himself up to the Titan Age. That's the Metropolis over here. It does. It gets killed really slowly by these fire siphon, but it will end up falling, as now he can get his town center back up. We see the Heliopolis popping out immediately. Kvoth going to be targeting that one down. There's the town center here. It looks like it's starting to go down. Kvoth not able to defend on both of these fronts here, as the towers coming through. Matreiuss is holding on so well at this point, as he is coming through with the Metropolis to take this out. We see some more units coming through, but the walls coming through for Matreiuss, as he's going to be getting this all up here at this point. Puts both these walls down. It's going to make it impossible to get in and pick off those Metropolis. And Matreiuss deletes the town center over here, and pushes Kvoth back down to 2 town centers. Somehow, some way, this town center over here, though, getting very, very close to coming up. So it's going to be a short-lived victory for Matreiuss. Kvoth's got so much food in the bank. Just buy some food at this point. We see the militia coming in, trying to deny this one for as long as he possibly can with those militia. At this point, Matreiuss here, does he have any fortress over here? He does have a Polyphemus coming out, going to attempt to get in here as fast as possible. Those militia just slowing this town center down so absurdly well as Polyphemus going to come through here. The hoplites going to try and take out the citizen, as well as more units coming through here. Matreiuss sitting with very, very low resource population, I should say, at this point, trying to get out all of the important units like a Petropolis and everything else. But we see the Titan is now out for Kvoth. Can he push forward? Get a secured position here. The town center here is almost up as the villagers pulled off for some reason, and he manages to get his town center up here as we see the Titan currently sitting idly by, but Kvoth will be able to start pushing forward and getting an advantage here. And in that moment, Matreiuss taps out. Kvoth yet again showing the power of Gaia in Age of Mythology, taking out Matreiuss as Poseidon in it was not an easy task to take him out. Matreiuss did not make it easy at all, but the defense was on point here from Kvoth. The offense was on point as well, and Matreiuss just couldn't hold on after that onslaught of just all of the weaknesses in Matreiuss' position. I think one thing that had Matreiuss done would have made things much, much harder for Kvoth, and that's simply put, just getting this upgrade here. Not fortified walls, stone walls. Get stone walls, get the extra HP, then those units aren't going to be able to push through your base and get onto this market, cause problems there, and you're going to be able to hold onto stuff so much easier. But he just doesn't do it, and Kvoth gets the dub. A well-played game, well-deserved victory. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.